In today's news, Thai Airways undergoes bankruptcy proceedings, controversies over COVID hospital bills, and the latest in Thai police fashion. Coming right up. Sawadee krap, you're watching Thailand News Today, and we begin with a shout out to Thaiger legend Peter Broblan. If you'd like to be one too, hit that join button to support the channel and get access to members-only content. Now, as we mentioned on Friday, the Thaiger will have its own forum, probably coming later this week, and we're calling it Thaiger Talk, and it'll replace the comment section on the current website. We're also looking to recruit a small team of moderators to help us keep things on track and remove the trolls or spammers. If you're interested in these opportunities or have an interest in the news, have a small window of time each day, please complete the application form at the link underneath today's program. Thailand's COVID numbers have continued with their daily consistent rise over the weekend, adding between 1,600 to 2,800 cases each day for the past 2 weeks. Monday's report showed 1,630 new infections and 22 additional COVID-related deaths. More details, including the provincial totals, at thethaiger.com. The State Enterprise Policy Office says the government will not bankroll a billion-baht cash injection for Thai Airways, as the national airline is currently being dragged through bankruptcy proceedings. Although remaining the national airline's largest shareholder, the Finance Ministry says it's not intending to become a majority shareholder again, as it is being forced to bail them out again as part of the current restructuring plans. Last December, the Finance Ministry reduced its stake in the national airline to less than 50% in an effort to facilitate the debt rehabilitation process. Now, as it stands, the airline's bankruptcy proceedings have been taken up with renegotiating with creditors, mostly airline lessees. The majority of the Thai Airways fleet remains grounded and gathering dust, parked at Suvarnabhumi Airport. But the Finance Ministry has made it clear that the government will not recapitalize the airline and is prepared to reduce its shareholding if other investors purchased additional shares. On Wednesday, creditors will meet to discuss the airline's debt restructuring plan and decide if they are to accept it. Despite the Thai government repeatedly saying all COVID-19 patients will receive free treatment, hefty bills are being posted on social media by Thais and foreigners. The Director General of the Health Service Support Department insisted again that the treatment for COVID is free at any state or private hospital, but listed maximum amounts on coverage for individuals. The National Health Security Office said it will pay 7,200 baht in medicine for each patient, 1,500 baht per night in a hospital, field hospital, or hospital, and 3,800 baht for other items related to the virus treatment. But the NHSO Secretary General cited bills as being much higher on average per person, insisting that even those bills will and have been paid. There have been hundreds of cases posted showing bills mostly in private hospitals where treatments have come up to 1 million baht for COVID treatment. The NHSO has responded by saying if the patient refuses the process prescribed by the government and chooses to be treated in their own hospital, then they will have to pay the difference between the medical cover provided by the government and fees charged by private hospitals. They say that operators of medical facilities who illegally charge for COVID care can face up to 2 years in jail or a maximum fine of 40,000 baht. Best advice: if you're admitted to a hospital for COVID treatments, best ask a lot of questions and check your insurance situation at hospitals before being registered as a patient. Public buses, cars, and motorcycle taxis now need to comply with tougher COVID-19 measures following an announcement from the Department of Land Transport. The stricter rules are effective immediately and are in addition to measures already in place, such as mandatory mask wearing, hand washing, and use of contact tracing apps. Among other restrictions, buses must not exceed 70% capacity. A vacant seat must be left between passengers not traveling together. Passengers must use tracking apps and show the driver evidence that they have checked in on the app. Drivers of motorbike taxis should use disinfectant to wipe down seats and handlebars, back grips on all bikes between every fare, And motorcycle taxi drivers should refrain from talking to customers. Masks must be worn at all times by drivers and passengers. Security patrols are being stepped up along the Thai-Burmese border amid reports that nightlife venues in Ta Khilek in Myanmar, just over the border north of Chiang Rai, are set to reopen. It hit the headlines late last year when a number of Thai nationals working in the town crossed back into Thailand illegally, bringing COVID-19 with them. Many of the town's entertainment attractions include casinos and high-class brothels for the wealthy businessmen and upper echelons of the Burmese military. Now, with news of nightlife reopening, border officers are now on the lookout for Thais crossing illegally in either direction, seeking work or gambling opportunities in Myanmar. Some of the reopening venues are advertising for Thais to fill the positions. After a 3-day search, a body of a missing fisherman was found off the coast of Lin Island in Chon Buri Sattahip district, just south of Pattaya. A squid boat capsized around 3 a.m. last Thursday after a heavy storm. Local police were called after a resident reported the dead body floating in the water. The 52-year-old captain and a 17-year-old crew member were rescued that morning. Royal Thai Navy divers found a 31-year-old's body the next day. Now, a 60-year-old fisherman's body was found yesterday around 18 nautical miles away from the Lin Island coast. The surviving crew said they used empty fuel tanks and water barrels to keep themselves afloat until they were rescued. The latest from Royal Thai Police High Fashion will be gracing the streets near you, with some select law enforcement supermodels strutting the pavements with the new police uniforms. The boys in brown are morphing into the boys in two-tone khaki, with black accessories and utility accents. The new uniforms include a two-tone shirt in modern, breathable fabrics, an elastic waistband for the new cargo-look pants, perfect for the late-morning donut run, a new utility belt fit for the budding Batman, and cloth patches replacing the old metal name ID. The current uniforms, in a fetching shade of poop-colored beige, have been worn for the past decade and are usually at least 2 sizes smaller than actually required, leaving some of the larger police officers bulging like an exploded walnut. The new shirts feature an upper cotton in traditional brown with a lower section of more breathable fabric. Just as well because the new uniform still accessorizes with the bulky bulletproof vest or traffic cop bib. And just in case you weren't sure, there's a huge sign that screams "Police" on the back of the shirt. A committee will compile the feedback from the trial uniform wearers around the country, as well as reaction from the public. But Police Chief Major General Som Prasong says the main aim is to have a more practical and comfortable uniform for working police. That's all for the news today. Check out the video that just popped up here for more Thaiger content. See you in the next video. Sawadee krap.